What a day we just had. We just had CPI today, and today was kind of we. I was expecting one of two things. We were either going to manipulate at CPI, which I really didn't think that we really had to need to, or we're going to distribute at CPI. That's exactly what ended up happening. We just ended up distributing at CPI, and then throughout the rest of the day, we just had a very nice run to all-time highs. And I believe I don't know if we're exactly on all-time highs on NQ. I didn't really look too far in depth in that, but I'm pretty sure we made all-time highs. If not, we got pretty close to all-time highs. And this is just looking like this little bull run that you had. And this leg right here was confirmed just a leg to generate some liquidity. So after it's all said and done, this was a leg to just generate liquidity, and we just had we kind of stalled here for a little bit. And then ever since FOMC that one day, it's just been all green candles printing throughout this past like week that we've had. All right, so let's break this down. Let's see like how you maybe could have traded this, how maybe I could have traded this, because the best way to learn is to look back on what happened in hindsight, because if you don't see what happened in hindsight, I don't think you're truly ever going to learn as a trader, which is why I think these are so important and valuable, at least to me. I like doing these, so I'll come on here and I'll do these. So if we just look at what price did, we manipulated before here, and I just want to find the SMT that we had before that big price run, because we know that there's going to be SMT within the market. We don't even have to look. We know that there's going to be an SMT here at the lows, most definitely. As we can see here, this is the SMT you had. Kind of, it's not like the cleanest SMT in time. I mean, we barely don't take it, but regardless, it is an SMT. Let's look at Nasdaq. Is there more, or YM? Is there more prominent SMT? I can probably guarantee you. Yeah, right here, it's a more prominent SMT. Actually, it's the same exact SMT. Tweaking. So yeah, that SMT we had. So therefore CPI is just gonna distribute. If we've already manipulated before the news release, then CPI is just gonna distribute. That happens. We get pushed higher, and we could have dug lower. I'm not one to trade news. I'm not gonna look to trade news. Like we sure could have dug lower to then distribute higher, but the news release just wanted to we just wanted to distribute higher. And I'm not here to trade news. I'm here to trade after news. As you see here, we had a market maker buy model after that news release. If we look at here, around constant encroachment was respected of this wick that whole time. We don't really even tap constant encroachment here on the 5 minute. On the 1 minute, I believe we do. If we look at this in terms of the 1 minute gap, I also want to curious. Constant encroachment respected of this gap. Come back lower. In terms of trading this, I really only saw like one good entry here. We're just generating liquidity on the way lower to a higher time frame PD array to have that smart money reversal. We had SMT with a YM here. You can look at that in your charts, or actually I'll pull it up here so we can both see it. But yeah, we had SMT with YM here. YM fails to take this low here. That's your divergence. This now becomes your SMT. To then price displays higher. This here now becomes a balanced price range. Price doesn't need to head back to this area because both sell side and buy side have been offered here now. You then have that mitigation block, or this is kind of a breaker. I'm gonna label it as a mitigation block. You have this mitigation block here, marked with that fair value gap. That's kind of the only entry that I see. What I don't love about this model, and what I don't think is like the greatest about this model, is the risk that you're getting out of this trade. Your first TP would probably be here at this high, just take one off here. But you could look to catch this high here as well. But your TP, or for your stop loss, for me to at least be comfortable with it, will have to at least be this low. I mean, yes, you can risk here. You can risk this low. But for me to have like a more comfortable stop, I would like it to at least be below this order block here. But ideally, it would be at this low. And even then, it's like a 0.9 risk reward trade. Isn't the greatest, but it still ends up playing out. I mean, if the context there, if the framework's there, your risk reward doesn't really matter in the end. And that's what ends up happening. It ends up playing out. I would much rather have a winner and be more confident in the trade and to not worry about my risk reward. And after that, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just stepped away from the charts. If we zoom out, at least where we were at the time, draw on liquidity has been hit. I'm not really expecting much. I'm not going to come in the market. I'm not going to expect to see a reversal or a retracement. If I'm going to play this, I'm going to play a continuation here. The only reason I would play a continuation if we get like some form of 15-minute fair value gap retrace. Let's see, that's kind of the case here. We kind of consolidate for a little bit. And here, lunch stops, lunch hour starts. And what do we do? Lunch hour starts here at 12, and then we get a run on stops here. Let's zoom into this. And I can guarantee there's probably an SMT here. We get a run on stops, and what else does price do? Price accumulates here. Price consolidates here. We know that price can't reverse from a consolidation. So what do? We have an AMD model. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And then that's what ends up happening here. Let's find the SMT, because there's definitely an SMT. There has to be. Where does it happen? 12. There it is, right here. That's your SMT, but let's see. Let's pull up ES. Let's pull up ES. Yeah, there's your SMT here, and then other than that, that's your SMT that you would frame this trade off of. Then we're also rebalancing to where this imbalance here. 12 o'clock, we have a run on stops. And this could have been a nice like continuation play. Accumulation, we know that price is likely not going to reverse from a consolidation. If the market cycles, accumulation, to then have your manipulation, to then have your distribution leg. You end up getting displacement here, pull back for value gap. You could even take a trade here. Then how many points were offered here? Not too much in terms of delivery to the draw on liquidity, which would be this high, like about 15 points. So I don't like it. It's very scalpy. For me, I don't really like to trade. I don't like to trade trending conditions. I don't like to trade this. That's just me personally. And at the end of the day, 3 o'clock, do we have anything? Not really a whole lot. I mean, 3 o'clock, you can expect, or you can look to see market on closed macro. I mean, we kind of run for these stops here, but I don't think anything's high quality there. That's not something I would personally trade. But if we're looking at this now, oh boy, things get a little bit interesting. We now are running into all-time highs. So therefore, I'm gonna be very patient. Within this next upcoming weeks, and this is like kind of like the perfect time for me to, as well, be doing the thing that I have been doing and not trading. I haven't taken a trade at all. The last time I pushed the button was, it's been a minute. It's been probably a month. It's probably been a month since I pushed the button. And for me, I've been able to learn a lot. I've just been tape reading, and I've been spending a little bit. More time away from the charts, which I think has been very beneficial to me. I've just kind of been away from the charts a little bit. But if we look at what price is likely going to do, we just had a bullish week here, and we have now come into our draw on liquidity. I can expect to see us take this high here, and then maybe possibly create a wick on the weekly candle. I'm not really going to expect to see a massive retracement back inside this range, but I think to see some form of retracement would not be crazy. In terms of tomorrow, what type of news do we have? Oh, yes. That's my Facebook work, boys. Tomorrow we got unemployment, and then Friday we don't have any red folder news. So I'm expecting to see all-time highs get met tomorrow, probably overnight, and then I think that we could have some form of retracement back inside this range. Overall, though, this is just bullish. I would not fade a bullish trend. We're obviously in a bullish trend. For us to reverse, we have to be within a higher time frame PD rate and form an SMT. ES is at all-time highs now as well. So if we look at this in terms of like relative to where ES and NQ are at, ES and NQ are pretty much in the same position right here. So there won't be a divergence at these highs between ES and NQ. Let's check to see YM, however. However, on YM, there is a possibility for us to put an SMT here, or there is a possibility for us to frame bullish continuation because YM has yet to take these highs. So I want to see, do we take these highs and do we want to immediately reject, which I highly doubt it, or do we want to just continue? And with that being said, I would look to more trade this on YM, even though I never trade YM, but looking for this possible stop right here at these highs to then maybe have this market maker sell model. But if we're looking at this, like, I think that we're going to be at all-time highs for probably another month. And then I think that we're going to stay up here, generate liquidity, go back and forth within this range, do something like this. And then I think we could get a run to these lows here. Because if we look at this on YM, wait, do I have B-ADJ? Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I hate when I don't have that on. I mean, that's just, if you don't have B-ADJ on, it's like a whole completely different story. Because we have taken this low here. Yeah, this just looks very bullish. We swept this low here within that weekly imbalance. And then we just been up ever since. So I'm definitely expecting continuation and all-time highs here. You could use the more sick sister approach, which I don't necessarily use. But if you use it, it's definitely when it would be more applicable. When YM has yet to make a run on these highs here, which I'm expecting to see bullish continuation throughout the next few days. Maybe you see a TJIF trade here, but I don't like to do that. That's not how I like to trade. I'm more here just to trade with order flow. Trade with what order flow is doing, trade with what price is doing. We are coming into an area where we're going to be in all-time highs. I'm not going to look to risk that. I'm not. I'm going to stay patient, stay back, and chillax. Yo, what's good, Colin? How you doing? Yeah, I haven't been live the past 2 days, and the reason for that is I'm only going to be like mainly looking to live stream when I think the opportunity is really going to be there. And these past 2 days, have we really missed anything in the live streams? Not really. I mean, there was just this one trade here. Other than that, I'm not really going to look to trade this. And that's completely okay. That's completely okay because I feel like it came to a point where I just wanted to feed my ego and I just wanted to come on here and I just wanted to, like, get like a dopamine boost and just come on and then just like live stream. I mean, it was more for, I guess it's not the best way to put it, but I don't know. I just haven't been as active on social media. I've been more worried about my growth as a trader because that's the one thing that I'm more focused on is me becoming a better trader. And also I need to keep my ego in check. I definitely have a big ego. Not like that, but like whenever I take a loss, it hurts my ego to see me take a loss. And I really need to get that in check. So that's what I'm mainly focusing on. Just worry about my ego. But in terms of anything else, I do want to pull up Bitcoin because I do believe that Bitcoin was in this market maker buy model. I'm talking about this for a minute. And as you can see here, today we had that displacement higher. This confirms that we're heading to these highs. I'm pretty confident. I mean, I don't know too much about Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin, but just in terms of price action, that looks like a market maker buy model. I do want to pull up like AMC because that's been trending. AMC and then GameStop. I'm gonna pull up these two stocks and we're just gonna look at this because I think this is interesting. Down 20%, down 18%. I mean, I personally. Ooh, this could have been nice to short. 2022 model. I mean, kind of. Displacement, pull back for value gap, boom, sell side. AMC, kind of same thing. That's all hindsight, though. Let's check dollar, too. I want to check dollar mainly. Dollar, we clearly don't want to come back up and take these highs here. Dollar. I'm more focused to see how we react off this order block. This order block is going to tell me a lot. We have an order block here. It's higher quality because it engages this PD right here. It also engages this order block here. So this is technically a propulsion block. So I'm really looking at this order block here. We have an order block here. Are we going to close below mean threshold of that, or are we going to respect it? For Thursday and Friday, if we retrace, or if we respect this, and if we form a wick on this weekly candle that looks something like this, or I didn't draw that very well. That looks something like this. That's not a good drawing, but you hopefully get what I'm saying. If we form a wick off that order block, then I would expect us to not be in all-time highs for that long, and I'm expecting a retracement back up here, and I'm expecting this to be just a leg to generate liquidity here on NQ and on NASDAQ, to then head lower to these sell side levels. But if dollar does want to still be bearish here, and if we do disrespect this, I could see at least a run to this inefficiency here. Like this would be my next draw on liquidity is this efficiency here. I'm expecting that at least, and then possibly this low. It just depends on how we react to here. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on dollar. So dollar is gonna have more, it's definitely interesting to look at what dollar is doing right now and dollar's delivery, because if you don't know what dollar is doing, for me personally, ever since I started looking at dollar, it's helped me weed out just unnecessary trades and trades that you shouldn't even be in, or lower quality setups. Yeah, that's all I really have for today. Definitely an interesting day. Just a run on all-time highs. Just clearly bullish day. Just not a day where we didn't retrace at all. We did have this immediate rebalance here, which I'm now just looking at. This immediate rebalance here shows the unwillingness for price to go lower. And then you possibly could have took advantage of this if you saw it. So looking back, that again, that's kind of like the only thing I see. And also, what is that? That was that 12 o'clock. That was that 12 o'clock run on stops, lunch run on stops, displacement higher, 12 o'clock lunch trade there. Let's pull up the profile as well. I never looked at the profile. Oh yeah. Look at this. This is classic. London low of the day, classic protraction. We come down, take this low here, manipulate, and then CPI distributes. We're expecting to see AM continuation. I didn't even notice this. Sorry, I've been lacking this morning. But basically, this is just a profile this is your bread and butter. This is what you're looking for in the market every single morning. And I didn't trade this today. I didn't. I'm not trading for the next month, and that's completely okay. And I'm just here to collect data, and then therefore when this happens, because this will repeat in the future, when this happens again in the future, I'll just be a little bit more confident because I've seen it happen. I've just seen it happen a lot more. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with just sitting on your hands and knees. Oh, sit on your hands, not your hands and knees. Pause. Sitting on your hands, there's nothing wrong with that. But sitting on your knees, there's something wrong with that. We end up having London low a day. We also where does London what does London do? London engages this fair value gap here, and then we barely tag it, and then just this confirms how bullish we are right now. This confirms, I think, the fact that we partially filled this fair value gap, institutional order flow entry drill. The fact that we had an institutional order flow entry drill here was the reason why price delivered the way it did. That combined with this retracement here, this immediate rebalance, was why we end up breaking all-time highs, and which is why trying to pick a top in this and just looking for things to short. For me personally, that's just gambling. That's just gambling in my opinion. But yeah, we are now starting to complete this market maker buy model. So this now becomes fractal market maker buy model. Market maker buy model here. We have now completed, or we are about to complete. I mean, I don't know. We're barely off of these highs. We've taken these highs. So we have barely completed this. We've completed this market maker buy model. So yeah, today was definitely an interesting day. Not a day like this you really see. CPI, that big news release, ends up distributing, and then we just end up having a trend day for the rest of the day. Look at this. Where was your smart money reversal? This becomes your smart money reversal. Low risk entry. First stage. And then second stage here. I wanna look at this in terms of, I wanna standard deviation. Standard deviation kind of lined up. They lined up decent with buy side. I mean, in terms of future, wait, that isn't on, right? Do I have my, why do I not have my magnet on? Yeah, look where standard deviation lines up nicely. I mean, it's not gonna be like to the tick. It wasn't to the tick, but we could look for possible 4 standard deviation to get met. That's where we could look to. That's where we could look to see projections in the future. If we keep on continuing higher, I will be using this -4 as a standard deviation projection. And then I also want to frame this from the first retracement leg. I'm curious. I think 1.5 might line up nice. Yeah, -2, -2.5 is all. You could also frame it off of this first retracement leg. -2.5 here. This is where we could see us stop and halt, and then possibly reverse from here. Notice what we have done on this way up here. What have we done? Generated liquidity. We have put in failure swings within the market. We know that these lows will be targeted at some point. We know that they will. But right now we're on buy side of the curve, so we don't really care about that. Until we get that change of state of delivery off that higher time PD rate, that's then when we can look to have sell side of this curve. Now market maker buy model to then have possible market maker sell model. But yeah, this higher time market maker buy model has been completed. I'm gonna pull it up on ES as well. Let's see what ES is like. This last manipulation leg here. Yeah, I like that. In terms of narrative as well, I like using this high here. That's your intermediate term high. You also could use this projection. I mean, it's all you think. I mean, the reason why I'm using this candle is because it starts at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. it's going to be that New York AM session. This is going to hold a lot more value than this candle here, you know. I'm looking for -2 to 2.5 here on ES. Us as a possible reversal or retracement leg where we could come up here and then retrace. Also want to frame it off of this first retracement leg as well. And you get similar projections. -2, 2.5. They line up with these projections as well, so I would think that this area would be higher confluence. This area right here, where they overlap. So you can refine that a little bit deeper into this area here. So when we're at all-time highs, I'm gonna look to use standard deviation projections, and these are gonna be a little bit clear. So I'm expecting to see us possibly come into here once, because we know YM is likely going to draw higher, because YM has. We can use a six sister approach to frame a run on highs here. Oh, we have an SMT here, or we have a possible SMT here. I highly doubt that that's gonna happen. Just me personally, and in my own analysis, you know, because think about just the market that we've been in. Such a bullish market. This was just to entice traders to have that first. We're generating liquidity on this leg lower here on YM to then have a move higher. So I really think that YM is gonna pull up higher into these all-time highs here, and that could that will likely send ES higher into this possible retracement reversal area, to then we could possibly reject off of. Obviously, these projections are simply just projections. These don't hold much value. We're at all-time highs, so protocol on all-time highs. Be a little bit patient and play off that internal structure. Play off that 15-minute time frame structure. There's not really going to be much high-quality opportunity, which is also why I'm just chilling out. And I'm just chilling. I'm just going to let this week and this month especially pass us by now, especially the fact that we're in all-time highs. So, yeah, that's kind of my view on the market. That's kind of what I see. And we'll be back tomorrow to interpret what happens tomorrow. But tomorrow, unemployment claims at 8:30. And then Friday, we don't have any folder news. But obviously, we're very bullish right now. I'm not expecting reversals. I'm not expecting tops within the market. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. What I am expecting is some form of continuation. I'm expecting for this trend to kind of continue. We are at all-time highs. which we have the probability of us maybe coming to a halt here, maybe to consolidate a little bit. We've now put in this possibility for this to be a fair value gap. So I'm expecting the fact that we had a fair value gap up into all-time highs here to take the draw on liquidity means that this could be a manipulation fair value gap. We could come up here, and then if we displace lower, we could have a move like that. But I'm definitely not going to expect that at all whatsoever. Anyways, that's what I saw today, and hopefully y'all have a good rest of your day. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. I will probably be live tomorrow. I will more likely than not, I will be live, but we'll see. We'll see. If we wake up and it's just a complete shit show, like if there's like, which honestly is probably what will happen, and the fact that we're at all-time highs, I don't know if I'll live stream. I don't know if I will. And if I do, it'll probably be for like 2 hours. So we'll see. Anyways, I appreciate you guys, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for appreciating me on this journey. Thank you guys for supporting me. Like.